In the year 2028, one Big Mac will equal $1 million. From the Gospel of John McAfee. Bro, just learn to code. The Project Freedom Podcast.
What's up, guys? I'm Josh, or as you probably know me, Elif Program, and I'm here to talk to you about developer direction. What is developer direction, you might ask? We are the ultimate IT network and training academy. Ever heard of Fight Club? Yeah, it's kind of like that, but with more computing power. We teach and give courses just like boot camps, but that's not all. We help people actually get jobs, unlike colleges, and we help people get better jobs with better pay and a better life. Here at DD, you don't get grades because your performance is reflected upon by how good you're doing in the real world. You won't accumulate hundreds of thousands of dollars in student debt because we offer a one-time yearly fee that's a fraction of that price. And you won't be wasting your time learning about the latest and greatest social trends because you'll be too busy learning about the latest and greatest trends in the tech and IT market. From courses to networking to problem solving to teaming up together on projects, giving and receiving mentorship, we've got it all. So whether you're a beginner who knows nothing about code or tech, a college student, or a 50-year vet, we got you covered. So head on over to developerdirection.com, sign up for the mail list if you want to keep up with our latest and greatest. Boom. What's up, guys? It is I, and welcome to your favorite decentralized tech podcast. And tonight, we are going to discuss guys, Mark Zuck is he's my favorite computer scientist because he's such a brilliant engineer. I don't really, well, but he's a brilliant thief. He's a brilliant thief of an engineer, I would say. Just kidding. It definitely didn't happen. He definitely didn't steal Facebook from the Winklevoss twins, the Winklevi. But we're going to talk about Mr. Zucksack and the metaverse. And whether or not I think that the metaverse powered by Facebook or Meta, whatever you want to call them, is actually a safe and good thing. Because when I say the metaverse, like, in my opinion, at least, and this is also a fact, the metaverse isn't just like going to be just Facebook only, right? They're kind of already too late to the party, but we're going to get into that, okay? Alas, let me check in with the Z chat. Nonstop Dre 36 says, don't get punked by Zuck with his data hunt to pump your data, then rug you up. This guy gets it. Yo, says Matt W. What's up, dude? Good to see you. Cuddy Moose says, don't worry, they dumped all your facial recognition data. Believe it when I see it, dude. I don't believe it. Alex in the house. What's up, dude? Good to see you too. Andrew K. Evening to you as well. Shoo, intro video. Yeah, did it look pixelated, man? It looked pixelated on my end. So as long as it didn't look on your end. Hold on, Kyle. I asked Kyle. Says, yeah, it probably didn't get processed yet. Oh well, whatever. Yes to this as well. Developer direction is the Shadowy Supercoder Academy. Cody, Scott, commercial power levels over 9,000. Cody, the reading supercoder mouse. Yes, he is. All right, gentlemen. So where do we start with this? Where do we start? Let's just start out. Let's just discover who Mr. Zucksack is first and foremost. Wouldn't you guys like to do that? We got to know who the guy is, right? We at least got to know his history before we make any brash assumptions about the man, because no one would want to just go and make a mockery of this guy in the public court of opinion without knowing anything about him, right? Now, I don't know if you guys know, like this was a while ago too. Back in the day, there was like, and this is when I was in college, at the end of college, so maybe like 2014, 14 or 15, there was like a was it a movie? You guys might even know this, on Netflix back when I actually used to watch TV, because I don't watch Netflix or TV or anything like that. Not trying to be like one of those dudes just like, I don't watch TV, but I really don't. Like I'm first of all, I'm too ADD to just like sit and pay attention to like a show. And the only shows that I can pay attention to are like fucking SpongeBob SquarePants, and I don't get anything out of watching SpongeBob SquarePants, so pointless to me. But there was a movie, and I believe, if you guys know what I'm talking about, correct me if I'm wrong. I believe it was like an actual movie with actual actors, but it was meant to portray the inception of the Zucksack. So from start to finish, like him getting into school and like, you know, establishing Facebook. And I think you guys know, if you guys know what I'm talking about, then you know, but if not, whatever. But that was back when like a lot of things in tech were blooming. And I mean like really blooming, not just like the inception of Facebook, which is like, I was around for MySpace. Some of you guys might not have been. Some of you guys probably were. Matt W, I know if you're still in the chat, I know you were around for fucking MySpace. But MySpace was the first thing of its kind, right, guys? If you do recall correctly, there was no social media network. And if MySpace even was like a social media network, which I guess it was technically, right? You guys remember back in the day when you wanted to like change your MySpace style and you had to like legitimately copy and paste like CSS templates into there, and they were probably all messed up and you had to edit them. Anyway, that's not when I'm talking about the boom, because the boom, I mean, it kind of started with MySpace, right? But it didn't really start. That was in what, 2006, 7, 8, MySpace? Maybe even before that. And we didn't even have like Facebook until like 2009, maybe 2010. We had it before 2010, but it wasn't as like big, right? Like I remember, I think I was like a junior in high school or a sophomore in high school when everyone was like, dude, you got to get this Facebook thing, dude. It's so funny. They have all these videos on there. And I think eventually just caved and I was like, sure, bro, I'll make a Facebook. But the real tech boom, I think, started happening more so a little bit after that. So I'd say probably like around in between 2010 to like 2014. But by the time 2014 was around, like, you had Facebook. Everyone had a Facebook, right? Like you were just a loser if you didn't have a Facebook. Nobody had a MySpace anymore back then. And Twitter was like already a big thing. They had dating apps like Tinder, like that had just came out. Everything started, a lot of social interactions started to go online, right? Now, it wasn't like the cool thing to do per se, to like meet people and friends online. But at least by then it was starting to be normal, right? And I believe Instagram 2014, around this time, same thing, right? Same thing. So all this stuff started to just become like normal per se, instead of like, hey, you're not that like weird dude from like 2004 who met somebody off of a forum. You guys remember forums? I still use some forums, by the way. Some of them, not all of them, but everything started to move online, right? And obviously, I'd say MySpace, they were kind of like the first responders. They were the first movers to do that. But that being said, Facebook kind of ate MySpace and kind of took its place, right? So you can kind of think of Facebook as kind of being like the first thing to where, okay, like our friendships and all that stuff, we're all online now, right? But who is Mr. Zucksack? And let's take a look right here at who Mr. Zucksack is indeed. Okay, so can I move this tab without messing the stream up? Beautiful. All right, you guys probably can't see this. Let me zoom in. So, Mark Elliott Zuckerberg, born May 14th, 1984. He's not that old. Is an American media magnate, internet entrepreneur. I mean, I would just say entrepreneur because, I mean, whatever. And a philanthropist. Yeah, he cares. He does a lot of good deeds for society, that's for sure. He's known for co-founding the Meta Platforms Inc. That's not what he's known for, but I like how they already changed. Did they already change this? Is this supposed to be Facebook? What do they say about Meta? Okay, so formerly Facebook. All right, so Facebook's Wikipedia page, guys, as you can see, has already been updated to good old Meta. All right, let's get back. Formerly Facebook and served as chairman, chief executive officer, blah, 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 blah. He's also co-founder of Solar Sail Spacecraft Development Project. Okay. All right. So important parts right here. He attended Harvard. All right. And that's where he launched the Facebook social networking service from his dormitory room in February 2004. And his roommate, Eduardo Savarine, Andrew McCoyam, Dustin Makalov, Chris Hughes usually launches like college. I want to see if they mention anything here about the Winklevi. Zuckerberg's net worth was $126 billion, making him the 7th richest person in the world. Let's see if I do Control F for Winkle. Aha! All right, so software development. So, and I don't know if this is true, guys. I don't know if this part is true, but from what I've been told from the underpinnings of the internet is that Mr. Zuck actually was never really like a developer. He was never really an engineer, based off of the fact that, like, not that he doesn't know how to code or didn't know how to code, but that he basically stole, like, he didn't design Facebook. He essentially stole it from the Winklevi twins, allegedly, right? Because we don't want to make any accusations on here. But let's see what it says in his early career about software development. Zuckerberg began using computers and writing software at middle school. Okay. I mean, he looks like a developer, right? And his father taught him Atari basic programming in the 1990s and later hired software developer David Newman to tutor him privately. Okay. So he had a private tutor to learn how to code. Zuckerberg took a graduate course in the subject at Mercy College near his home while still in high school, and one program since his father's dental practice. So his father was a dentist. He built a software program called ZuckNet. You can't make this stuff up. Called ZuckNet, that allowed all the computers between the house and dental office to communicate with each other. It is considered a primitive version of AOL's Instant Messenger, which they came through the following. Okay, so you make kind of like an intranet. Computer games. All right. Now, on to the Winklevi part. All right, so here, college years. All right, Zuckerberg, 2005. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the important part. The New Yorker noted that by the time Zuckerberg began classes in Harvard in 2002, he had already achieved a reputation as a programming prodigy. So my understanding was that this is kind of a lie, or was a lie, but let's find out if we can derive more information. He studied psychology and computer science. It's a weird two things to choose to study, which now we kind of know why, right? And belonged to the Alpha Epsilon Pi, AE Pi, I don't even know that fraternity, and Kirkland House. In his sophomore year, he wrote a program that he called the Course Match, which allowed users to make class decisions based on the choices of other students and also help them form study groups. Very nice of you, Mark. A short time later, he created a different program he initially called Face Mash that lets students select the best looking person from a choice of photos. I remember that part. According to Ari Hazit, Zuckerberg's roommate at the time, he built the site for fun. We had books called Face Books, which include the names and pictures of everyone who lived in the student dorm. At first, he built a site and placed pictures of two males and two females. Visitors to the site had to choose who was hotter according to the votes there would be ranking. The site went up over a weekend, but by Monday morning, the college shut it down because its popularity was overwhelmed. This popularity overwhelmed one of Harvard's network switches and prevented students from accessing the internet. In addition, many students complained that their photos were being used without Zuckerberg's permission. All right, the site was completely improper. The following semester, so this is January 2004, Zuckerberg began writing code for a new website. On February 4th, 2004, Zuckerberg launched the Facebook, the book face. Originally located at thefacebook.com. I definitely don't even remember that. I was probably too busy playing RuneScape. 6 days after the site launched, 3 Harvard seniors, Cameron Winklevoss, Tyler Winklevoss, and Davidya Narinda, God, I butchered that, accused Zuckerberg of intentionally misleading them into believing he would help them build a social network called HarvardConnection.com, while he was instead using their idea to build a competing product. The 3 complained to the Harvard Crimson, and the newspaper began an investigation in response. While Zuckerberg tried to convince the editors not to run the story, Zuckerberg broke into 2 of the editors' email accounts. Damn. He did it based on the editor's private login data logs from the Facebook. Jesus Christ, dude. Smart man, though. If that's true, smart man. Following the official launch of Facebook's social media platform, the 3 filed a lawsuit against Zuckerberg that resulted in a settlement. All right, so that lawsuit did indeed, guys, result in a settlement. And the agreed settlement was for 1.2 million Facebook shares. Who has any idea how much that's worth right now? How much is one Facebook share worth? You guys, let me know. Anyway, so that's kind of how that was the inception of Zucksack, right, guys? That was the inception of him. So, take what you want from that. I would say that Wikipedia is kind of most likely kind of biased about some things that they say. And I don't, to me personally, guys, I don't trust Wikipedia. I'm just using it because, you want to know why I use Wikipedia when I want to say something serious? In high school and in college, teachers would always tell us the internet is not a reliable source of information unless it's from Wikipedia, which go figure. But if it's on Wikipedia, it must have some old world type of validity to it, right? Let me check in with you guys before we go on any further. I see I missed a lot of chats over here. Sorry, fellas. Didn't Facebook get in trouble for asking users for nudes to help their AI? I did not hear that at all. If you could send a link in the chat, let me know. Let me know. The stream is fuzzy, Kyle. Damn, I bet everyone is going to think that means reading a book. Cabello Negro Living. Good evening, gentlemen. Good evening to you as well, whoever you are, my friend. Matt W. People in that city couldn't even spell when they created the name. What city? Tell lie vision. Yes, because it tells lies to your vision. The social network. Rereading the Lancaster correct pronunciations. Not subject says, check out the movie The Circle. That's going to be the future. The Circle. The Circle. Busier than usual, you say, Kyle? I don't know. Maybe it's something in the settings. Plump Cats says, yup, AOL. This dude knows. This dude remembers. Sam saying yes sticker? Yes. Matt Davey says, MySpace was the shit back in the day and before that AOL. Yep. You guys remember the AOL dial tone? I was listening to a Vaporwave mix last night that had AOL dial tone in it. Don't judge me. MySpace, yep. AOL Instant Messenger? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Man, those were the days. You guys remember how you had AOL Instant Messenger, you could customize your font too, the messages you sent, and you had your away message. It would always be it had to always be something super cool and trendy, right? Can't talk right now. I'm too busy outside riding my skateboard and playing soccer. Plump Cat says I'm 24 and I remember MySpace and AOL. Good, dude. Good. Tom was so popular. Number one. No, everyone, he had the most amount of friends. He was friends with everyone. The dude was like, yeah, since I'm going to make a social network where you have clout based off the number of friends you have, I'm going to make sure that everyone is forced to fucking add me as a friend. so he could have the most friends. Very smart, Tom. Matt W says, my boomer mom met her current long-term relationship on a Windows 95 IBM on the original AOL. One of the AOL chat rooms, eh? You guys remember Internet Relay Chat, IRC? Any of my true Giga nerds out there remember that? 2012, I think, is when it boomed. ASL? Poll? Well, Poll's still a thing now, right? It's a lizard. Raymond. Magnet. Zuck looks like his soul was zucked out of him. Yeah. So, like, you know, guys, and this is obviously, this is opinionated. This is opinionated, right? I always tell people that, like, people's outward reflection usually has somewhat of a, people's outward appearance has a reflection on whatever something that is going on the inside. And as you guys can see, like, I don't even know if you guys can see this right now. I have like the blackest circles underneath my eyes ever lately because I don't ever sleep anymore. But the black circles in my eyes are my outward reflection upon the blackness of my heart. Alex says, saw a video where Zuck said the craziest conspiracy he heard about him was that he was an alien lizard. Like what Raymond was saying over here. Him trying to cover it up. Good artist copy, great artist steal. I guess the same applies to business. Okay. Well, there's nothing wrong with taking this. There's nothing wrong with taking someone's idea and trying to do it your own way, or just doing it better, or just replicating it, period. Because, like, what do they say? Replication is the greatest form of flattery, right? But if he did indeed, like the Winklevi twins accused him of, if he did indeed actually like trick them into like developing the platform for him, thinking that it was going to be something else, and then like taking their code, that's kind of fucked, right? Luckily, the Winklevi twin have more Bitcoin than anyone could ever imagine, so they don't need anything from Zucksack. You only get flashbacks when you're over the target. Effed them over like a snake that he is. Yeah. Take everything grain of salt. NFV says worth roughly 417 million USD, assuming 1.2 million meta shares. Okay. Sam saying yes, says yes. Tom Graff in the house, my favorite new shadowy supercoder. MySpace was better, but Tom sold the company and became a photographer. Did he really? Did he really? I have some theories about why MySpace didn't work out and why Facebook did indeed win the social media wars, but they're not YouTube friendly. So if you guys do want to know my theory, DM me in the Telegram chat. What a cool guy, says Sam. You used to hang out on IRC all the time. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. That's Zucked up, yo. What's up? Bring it on. Good to see you. Usenet. I don't remember what that is. I do not remember Usenet. Oh, guys, do you guys remember the fucking hey dog? Do you guys remember the Abominable Snowman game that you could play on like Windows 95? And it was in, I believe it was a browser-based game. And it was like a really skinny well, it was a snowman who had like really skinny arms and legs, and you would be skiing. I'm pretty sure you could only get past like a certain part without the abominable snowman coming to get after you guys. Anybody know what I'm talking about? Remember freaking phone lines to chat for free? I don't, but people used to do it. Hit up select caller. No need for phone lines anymore. Lizard confirmed. Raymond says the amount of sleep a man gets is directly correlated with how much of a little bitch he is. Yes. Bring it on says it was nice to see you in person in Patreon yesterday, Josh. Thank you. I'll try to show up more often if I can. T-Man Scott 11 says anything we can do to keep big tech from harvesting our data, or is it mute at this point? No, we're going to get into that. Very good question, Scott. Very good question. It is not all for Nye. And I think if you guys have watched my streams, like, I've said that there's going to be like a hard fork of humanity. I think I had a podcast literally called The Hard Fork of Humanity. And I think if you go down one fork, if you go down one hard fork, it would be very hard for them. In fact, if they want your data, they're most likely going to have to pay you. And if you go down the other fork, they're just going to take your data. And these two forks aren't just about data. All right. You guys go watch the stream. You guys see what I'm talking about. Jesus' cashier girl rung me up with a twin sister. Bagging the groceries, just as hot as her. I'm worried she might be barely 18. Double dime pieces, my God. Now that's a 20. Very relevant comment to the stream, Matt. Very relevant comment to the stream. I'm glad you got to see some nice eye candy. Kyle W says, I'd get eaten every time. Yeah, so you do know what I'm talking about. Whoa, Snowman, sounds like a dope game. That was the best game of all time. So you guys know what I'm talking about? Fuck yeah, good. Good. Got to watch out for the trees. I remember that ski game. The Abominable will eat me all the time. Guys, what is the name of that game? Can you guys find it? Can somebody find the name of the game? I have to know. Nonstop Drake 36 says, do you think Zuck will try to buy TikTok? No. I believe personally that the powers that be of TikTok and the powers that be of Meta are kind of like one and the same. The CCP. What? Claybuster says, we used to play Apple Trek on an Apple IIE on a 300 BAUD dial-up. Jesus. I don't even know what that means, man. Maybe Clay, how old are you, dude? You older than me? The fuck? Being paid for my data would be nice. Use a Brave browser. The best laptops equal old ThinkPads with Linux-based OS and Libre root. You would get along with Aurelian, very, very much so. Aurelian's one of the developers that we have at Guava. And he was, I mean, I guess he's still a student of mine. He's kind of like a leader in developer direction now. I just gave Aurelian a ThinkPad as a present for doing something very important for me. He's like, ThinkPad, Linux. I get it, though. I get it. Fork off Zuck. Yeah. Ski Free is the game. It's called Ski Free. Let me Google that. Make sure. Oh my God, this is it. You're right. It is. This is it. This is it, guys. This is it. Zuck is soulless because he is married to a tiger. Oh. Do you think a decentralized social network will replace current social media network soon? Soon? No. Because like what are the platforms that we have that have been doing like trying to do that? We had one platform that tried to do that and they were like, wait, never mind, we're NFTs, right? I don't remember what name it was, but I think you couldn't do it on any layer ones right now easily. You could not do it easily and efficiently on any layer ones right now, but I think eventually, yeah. Can it be done? Yeah, it definitely can be done. And you wouldn't have to do it on a layer one, but everyone right now, like, and here's the thing too, we're in a bull market in the cryptocurrency cycle, if you will. And it seems like most protocols and a lot of development that goes on in this time is all like financially related and driven, right? Aside from the NFT stuff, but what do you do with NFTs? You buy and you sell them, right? Or you trade them. So in essence, financially driven, right? I think, and I also think part of that too is because like the people's, desire to want to people are seeing that there's an economic problem. All right, that's not it's not a conspiracy theory anymore now. Even though when I was making podcasts about it like 6-7 months ago, it was like I had a conspiracy, like the dollar's losing value. Oh no. But I think that narrative is really strong right now. So I think people are more concerned with that. But I think it is an inevitability. I'm Gen X in your 50s. Okay. All right. That's why. Yep. Have my BAT tokens, best cryptocurrency. We'll overtake Bitcoin. I'm going to sell all my ETH and DOT to buy more. Yes, Raymond. Do it. Do it. I'm just kidding. Don't do that. Clay, do you deny the MP3? Yes. Mastodon is a decentralized network. None of them are as convenient as a popular social media. It will change people. It will change those people get on decentralized social networks. Yeah, and I think that's coming up soon, guys. Like, look, did you guys watch the trial today? My lawyer, Andrew Esquire from Legal Mindset, literally my actual lawyer. Like, I literally paid him money to be my lawyer. He's also a very good friend of mine. Was watching that stream to support him, and it goes down like 6 different times an hour because it says that they violated some kind of policy, and then they turn it back on, right? Because CNN and all the other news companies were streaming it too. So I guess they were like, oh, people are gonna get mad. We can't just do that. But how many times are they gonna do? Is big tech gonna be doing like things that they shouldn't do? CENSORSHIP, if you guys know what I mean. Federalized social media is already a thing, like Mastodon. The problem with uncensored social media is not a tech issue, it's an adoption issue. PeerTube. You know what else, guys? Let me think about this too. I think here's an application. Make sure I get this right. Sphinx. And I can put this in the chat for you guys. I don't feel like sharing the screen when I got to share something else. But you guys, don't freak out. All right, don't fucking freak out when I say this. This is a chat platform, and I believe they have an iOS app and an Android app on their phone as well that is ran on the Lightning Network, which is a layer 2 Bitcoin network. All right, don't freak out. I said it's on Bitcoin. I know everyone fucking hates Bitcoin now. Don't freak out, guys. I know. Big orange bad. I know. All right. Shh. All right. But you can check that out. I've heard nothing but great about them. I don't use them. Haven't had anything to do with them. But look, guys, go and download it right now. They'll give me 4 Satoshis. I'm just kidding. They don't even know who the fuck I am. How long until there's a YouTube decentralized where you can actually speak in non-code names? So, okay. All right, guys. All right. So even though there are platforms on decentralized networks, I want everyone to understand this because this is actually important, all right? Even though there are platforms on decentralized networks, okay, the network itself is decentralized. And yes, most of these platforms do follow the crypto mindset, the decentralized mindset, i.e., I mean, I don't think I need to explain that, right? So most of them are anti-censorship. They're anti probably a lot of things that you are and pro a lot of things that you guys are, right? But if they have a team of 10 people that developed and engineered that code, and those same 10 people can update and adjust that code, that means that they have the ability to inevitably be centralized, if you wouldn't consider that to already be centralized, okay? So in order for that to be, that's why I'm saying it's going to take a while. In order for that to be done properly, it would literally have to be like the platform, let's just say it's code that's like something as complex as Facebook, i.e., massive database, all right? And I've heard some solutions for that part of it. So as data, as in you could have an address and everything could be associated with that address. You could say, hey, my name is Josh. So you have the choice to say what your name and all those other things are, but there's nothing to prove that that's you because you're not like KYC'd or you never entered any information to like sign up for it. Anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself here. I'm losing track. Man, I already lost what the fuck I was talking about. Sorry, guys. But the code itself for these applications, if it was as complex as Facebook, it had a messenger, It had all these features and, forums and groups and whatever. If you open up the Facebook app, everything that you could do in Facebook, if you were to take that over, like all that code would have to be kind of like an open source. An open source actually isn't the right term for this, but an open source project per se that people all across the world take place in developing. And every time somebody wanted to let's just say, so maybe not all censorship is bad, right? What if there was some very explicit imagery on a social media that most people wouldn't want to see, but let's just say, objectively speaking here, if you were like a 12-year-old, you should not see those kind of things. Then those should probably be censored. And the people that would have to make decisions like that, there would have to be some form of consensus that would be required to allow those changes to be done. All right. So that's why it might take some time. Didn't mean to run off on a tangent there, guys. Freaking out noises. I kind of reached a peak, guessing what to do now in code and move forward. I'm a little stuck. Any advice, Sensei Josh? Patricio, why haven't you spoken up in the chat, bro? We take 1 week break of webinars, and you're stuck, bro. I'm just kidding. You've actually done really good, dude. Super proud of you, bro. Are you stuck on a project, or are you just stuck trying to figure out what to do next? If you need some work, dude, hit me up. I definitely got something for you. Bro, your description of Zuck's psychonomy should be called critical face theory. It needs a meme test. I think there's a YouTube blockchain site where NLD wanted to stream his ultra base shows. Okay, there is several, but they're not quote unquote decentralized in the same way that we think they are, right? Like if you guys think back to let's talk about like Napster. So like the way the protocol was ran was that it was like decentralized in nature, but all their data was in one centralized location, right? Ended up being problematic. DLive. Yeah, it's not 100% where it needs to be, though. All right, guys. So back on to the show. So we got our little brief peek into Zucksack. Okay. And what have we known? So guys, what happened? I'll ask you guys, because maybe you don't know the answer. What happened prior to Mr. Zuck changing the name from Facebook to Meta? And this is in very recent history. What happened, my friends? And if you don't know, let's take a look at this article right here. And what do we see, guys? And this is from thenation.com. There was that whistleblower incident, right? Titled, Mark Zuckerberg knows exactly how bad Facebook is. Whistleblower, which I don't think they were really a whistleblower. Shh. Whistleblower testimony provides the social media giant is harmful and dishonest and can't be trusted to regulate itself. Well, of course. And you guys saw lately in like the political realm, politicians have been questioning Zucksack for the last 2 years about all kinds of stuff, right? And if you ask, again, my personal opinion, if you ask me, I think that's theatrics. But hey, what do I know? I'm just a guava farmer. That's it. All right, so March 25th, Republican Congresswoman, blah, 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 blah. Okay, no, we want to go past March 25th because we were there. The Facebook files. The political question is now what form of reorganization should take. Should various internal remedies proposed by Facebook researchers be mandated? Where's the juicy stuff? Why is there no bullets in here? Don't make me read all this. Don't make me read all this to the audience, guys. Don't. All right, here's one. Okay. The world came across as weaselly and disingenuous at the time, but they sound even worse now thanks to tens of thousands of pages of internal documents provided by Francis Hugen, a former Facebook product manager turned whistleblower. We know that Zuckerberg was willfully lying about this and many other issues concerning his company. And these were issues that are like related to data and people's mental health based off of Facebook, specifically Instagram. Who's the Republican senator from Texas? Not Marco Rubio. The other guy. The guy who pretends like he cares a lot, but it's all just for show. Theoretically, in a video game, of course, I'm sure he's a great guy. Was questioning Mark Zuckerberg about the company having data and knowing that the way that their platforms are organized has caused mental damage to young girls. And the guy couldn't, they just kind of lied about it. Or he didn't lie about it. He just had to tiptoe around the question. Anyway, insert whistleblower nonsense here, okay? That is what's happened in recent times, okay? Ted Cruz. Thank you, Kyle. Ted Cruz. That's what happened recently, right? And then what, guys? Then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Facebook says, "Oh, we're reborn. We're reborn Christians, not literally Christians, but." And they want to claim that they're going to have this whole. They changed their fucking name, guys. Facebook, a giant tech company, changed their name. Have you guys seen Apple change their name anytime lately? Google, Facebook, even Amazon. Amazon's had the same name for a very long time, and they have done many different things since then. Still Amazon. Now, I think the destruction of Facebook, because make no mistake, guys, that was the destruction of Facebook. There really is no more Facebook, right? It's funny because about 2 weeks, Alex Machinsky voice, about 2 weeks before all this happened, I usually deactivate my Facebook because I had like 3,000 friends on there from fucking middle school and everything, right? And I'm like, oh, what if I lose the connection to all these people? And then I would reactivate it. And I finally deleted my Facebook before all this. And I was like telling people I know, just delete Facebook. I don't trust anything any of these people do anymore. And then lo and behold, look what happens to them. It's almost like sometimes I have a crystal ball. I'm an oracle. I just happen to know. I wonder how that is. Definitely couldn't be common sense, right? Definitely couldn't just be common sense. Whistleblower. Yeah, so the whistleblower, I think, guys, that, and of course in a video game, guys, right? And not in real life, because big tech, the news, the gov, they would never lie to you. They're 1,000% truthful and honest. And what I'm about to say would only be theoretically possible in the video game Minecraft. I think that the whistleblowing was staged in order to have Facebook say, "Oh, we're going to have this giant change, or we're all changed. We're going to be brand new." Because if they were to just go ahead and say, "Hey, we're changing our name to Meta. We're going to be focused towards this completely other thing now," people would think, why would you just do that? If everything was going great over there for you guys and your business was doing fine, why would you guys just all of a sudden, why fix it if it's not broken, right? So there had to be some sort of dramatic event. And it's, again, this is just theoretically in a video game, not real life, right? Greetings from Colombia. Greetings, my friend. Good to see you. Colombia is a very, very beautiful country. Whistleblower with a blue check mark and 60K followers in 2 days. Okay. Yeah, right. Yeah, Ted Cruz. He also questioned Dorsey. Yeah, he did. Dorsey, I have a little bit different opinion about him. I don't feel as negatively about Dorsey as I do about these other big tech overlords. And that's only because Dorsey's a maxi. But if it wasn't for that, I would fucking hate the guy. Man, these videos that you're talking of must be good. Video games. Yeah, the video games are really good, dude. They're really good. They're really good. All right. So, do we think, guys? I'm about to seriously educate you guys. I hope you guys are strapped in. I'm about to seriously educate you guys on something that I actually wrote a paper on in college. I wrote an 8-page paper on this specifically in college. So, for a computer science class, it was actually the one computer science class that I took that required no code. Unlike my student, Katya, who was in here in the chat the other day from our previous stream, is writing all kinds of papers in his computer science classes that are completely irrelevant to code. But the one paper that I did write in computer science was actually somewhat code related, guys. It actually was, at least tech related. And then this was an ethics class, okay? So, are you guys ready to take a giant RED PILL? Some of you guys might know this. I highly doubt you guys do. I've talked about this in the DD webinars a couple times, okay? So let's see. I wonder if you guys can guess what I'm talking about. And I guess I kind of missed a transition here, guys. Excuse me. I asked you guys, do you guys trust this whole rebranding of Facebook to Meta? Do you think that Facebook is now a born-again company and they're not going to take your data? Don't worry. You trust this platform? Do you trust any platforms, guys? Well, you're probably not going to after I see. And I've thought about, guys, I really thought about, I thought twice about showing this. And I actually was going to do a stream on Polkadot and blockchain interoperability tonight because I didn't feel like doing anything that was going to require my energy. But I was like, man, what if I show this on YouTube and then, like, I don't know, I get zapped. But then I realized, oh yeah, that's right, it's on Wikipedia. So certainly me showing something on Wikipedia can't be wrong, right? And drum roll, please. What is this? Project PRISM. Prism. Anybody know about this? Anybody remember who Edward Snowden is or was? You might remember that guy. Where's that guy been, by the way? What about Julian Assange? I don't even know if I spelled his name right. So what is Prism, guys? Prism is a code name for a program under which the United States National Security Agency collects internet communications from various U.S. internet companies. The program is also known as SIGAD US-N984XN. Prism collects stored internet communications based off demands made to internet companies such as so they're recording this right now, guys, such as Google LLC under Section 702 of the FISA Amendments Act of 2008 to turn over any data that matched court-approved search terms, which, by the way, very broad search terms they have. Among other things, the NSA can use these Prism requests to target communications that were encrypted when they traveled across the internet backbone to focus on stored data, telecommunications filtering systems discarded earlier, and data that is easier to handle. Now, by the way, I do want you guys to know that they have so much data that it's literally, we in school, we called this metadata. They couldn't even like sort through it if they wanted to. Like if I do have any programmers in here and you guys have ever selected star from a table that had 10 million rows, you know how long that would take, right? Even with a fast computer. Let's multiply a million times a million. It's probably something in the right ballpark. Anyway, Program began in 2007. All right. So this is back in 2007, back when tech wasn't as great as it is now. Right. Or not great, but at least as powerful as it is now. Right. In the wake of the passage of the Protect American Act under the Bush administration, the program is operated under the supervision of the U.S. Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Court, FISA Court. All right. So anyway, I won't read into this. You guys want to go check this out? You can go to Wikipedia and search Prism. Now, here's some actual slideshows that a whistleblower, Edward Snowden, presented to the world. And I believe a lot of the slides are actually missing here, but what we have here is enough to get the point across. Okay, guys? So, and this is these are actual slideshows from the NSA when they're explaining to people what this was. Here's an overview. How can I get this to work? This never wants to work right. Good old Wikipedia. All right. And you guys notice at the top of the slides, there's like all these companies' names. Hotmail, we don't even think about that anymore. Skype, PalTalk. All right, so much of the world's communication flows through the U.S. Have you guys ever been to my stream before? I talked about the physical internet, how the fibers are under the ground, in the ocean, all that. Pretty much all the world's telecom communications at least pass through the U.S., all right? Targets, quote-unquote targets, phone call, email, or chat will take the cheapest path, not the physically most direct path, all right? This part's important because you can't always predict the path. That was them. They had to engineer a way around that. So let's just say they were theoretically just targeting one person. They couldn't always predict where that communication signal was going to come from, because it's always going to take the cheapest path, not the most physically direct one. It says your target's communications could easily be flowing into and through the U.S., which they most likely are. All right. I don't know how well you guys can see this. If I zoom in, I have to exit the screen every time, but I'm going to zoom in anyway. All right. So actually, I wonder if I could just do that. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's do that. I think I can fix it. All right. There we go. Prism collection details. So current providers, and keep in mind, guys, this is back in 2007. All right. Microsoft, Google, Yahoo, Facebook, PalTalk, I don't even know what the fuck that is, YouTube, Skype, AOL, Apple. And you guys could, if you were smart enough, you could make the assumption that by now there's a lot more. And these companies basically couldn't explain how, or it was like when the few companies that were questioned about it, were questioned like, hey, how did they get into the back door of y'all's code? They were like, hey, we didn't even know that they did that. It must have been so top secret that we didn't even know. But somebody had to have known, because they had to give access, right? And so these are the current providers back in 2007 when this was released. What will you receive in collection? So these are all the things that were stored, all right? Email, chat, video, voice, videos, photos, stored data, voice over IP, Alex Machitsky, file transfers, video conferencing, notifications of target activity, logins, etc., online social networking details, special requests. Not really sure what that is, special requests. It's a lot, right? That is a lot. There's a lot of information to collect on a target. Now, their targets were based off of search criteria, right? And the reason this became problematic, the reason Edward Snowden inevitably came out and announced this was like, hey, yeah, he's like taking it from like all kinds of people in America. They're just harvesting mass amounts of data from the American people, and not just the people in America, people in other countries, people worldwide. All right. Theoretically, in a video game, of course, because our both big tech, the NEWS, and our GOV, our MENT, would never do this to us in real life, because they all are very, very benevolent leaders. and they love us all. So I'm obviously, I mean, this slideshow, this Wikipedia page isn't even real. This is just theoretical in a video game, specifically Minecraft. All right, let's continue. Dates when Prism collection began for each provider. Apple, last one, 2012. Prism program costs $20 million per year. It's probably quadruple that much now if we just adjusted for inflation. But talking process. So this part you guys might not be interested in too much, but tasking process, excuse me. So this is all the different kind of like, let's see, target analysis, input selectors into unified targeting tool, UTT. S2 FA, just blah, blah, blah. Pinwheel, Nucleon. So Pinwheel and Nucleon, by the way, guys, are also two software programs that were created to essentially kind of do the same thing. There's the FBI. Let's continue. So here's a flow chart of the data collection flow, or the collection data flow. So you got your providers over here. FBI, CIA, dual route upon request to the FBI, DITU. Here's NASA as a cloud. Or the NSA, excuse me, not NASA. Pintura, Scissors, Pinwheel, Scissors, Pintura. These are also different programs. Fallout, Conveyance, Nucleon, Marina and Mainway, Traffic Thief. Yeah, so basically all these are different types of surveillance software on the internet. If you guys don't know. But if you guys can see from this chart, there's like a hodgepodge of like all these networks together. Or a network itself, actually. Here's how they cased. Here's how they classified cases. So I guess if you think about this is how they're storing your data. P2. So the Prism provider, so it's either be P1 would mean your Microsoft, P2 would mean it came from Yahoo, P3 would mean it came from Google. Then the content type, so somewhere between A to J. So A would mean stored communications. B would be an instant message chat. C would be an RTN-EDC real-time notification of an email event such as a login or sent message. RTN-IM would be D, real-time notification. E would be email. F would be voice over IP. So on and so forth. The next section right here would be the year. The year CASN established for selector, and then they have a serial number. All right. That's how they classify your information. Counter erratism. Am I reading that right? Not literally. I obviously didn't mean to say that word. Right, guys? Right, guys? Click on the Prism icon first. So this is just a picture of the UI. A week in the life of Prism reportings. So it looks like in Venezuela at the time, they were looking at military procurement and oil. In Mexico, they were looking at narcotics, energy, international security, and political affairs. Colombia, they were looking into trafficking and FARC, whatever that is. Here's a cell phone picture of a slideshow, I guess. You can't really even see. You see the word upstream, which is another surveillance program. FAA 702 operations, 2 types of collections. So they have a map. Now that's just internet. That's just internet cables. Yes, this must have been someone's cell phone picture. Was in here. All right. He's hero. Okay, guys. So you made my point with that. So you guys tell me. Do you guys trust Meta? You trust the Zucksack? He's changed, right? He's brand new, right? It's all brand new. Facebook. They definitely don't want to take your data, right? I'm curious. Has anybody heard about that before? Prism. Sorry, guys. Getting caught up in the chat right now. Hold on. JP in the house. Good to see you, dude. Thumbs up to the video, you degenerates. This is Corey H. Tricio says, I wrote this for computer science class. Pinching noise vote. Oh, I forgot the pinching noise. I wrote this for a computer science class. Me. Anna V says, wrong audience when it comes to trust. Ha ha. A federal agent has entered the chat. Thankfully, we're safe. Meta isn't on that list. Wow, Raymond, very observative of you, my friend. Very observative of you. Very good. Raymond gets it, guys. Raymond gets it. Raymond gets it. Feel good. Yo, what's up, dude? Good to see you, man. Max Anita says, I heard Blue Block stops the FBI from scanning your eyeballs. God, fuck, I got to put them back on. Thank you for reminding me. Whew. Wipe the sweat off my brow, brother. Shit. Patricia says, FARC is the leftist militia guerrilla force that makes... Okay. All right, good. Thank you. Thank you, Patricio, my favorite Latino in the chat. Waldemar Perez Jr. says, I trust Zucksack. Phil says, I do not. We must worship him and his robot body. Silence, bigot. It is an acronym in Spanish for Revolutionary Armed Forces of Colombia. Okay. And FV says, was hardcore in following ACLU and EFF and made me fond of peer-to-peer networks and eventually blockchain. Good. Cool. Cool, dude. Cool. I think that Meta will fail miserably because it is a solution to a problem which never existed. Yeah. And also like they aren't the first movers for the metaverse. Like literally CryptoKitties is like, if I think of like the metaverse, like as an actual definition, like fucking CryptoKitties is probably like as like OG as it gets, right? Now, if you really want to get OG, if you really wanted to be an OG boss in the metaverse, you'd have a RuneScape account with every single colored party hat on it. That's how you know you'd be, or that's way more important than Mark Zucksack in the metaverse. Why didn't Facebook just create another company and change employees to it instead of renaming Facebook Meta? You know why. You know why. Sam saying yes is govern me harder. Govern me harder, Daddy. Arr. Yeah, I mean, I know my audience. You guys, not just in my community, but like all of our cross communities that in this weird corner of the internet that I happen to be in, from people from MLD to Charlie from Cultivate Crypto to Andrew fucking Esquire to everybody out there. Like everybody, I've noticed because I'm in so many different Telegram chats and I've networked with so many people just in our like our blockchain of decentralized communities, I guess you could say, that I've noticed the commonality between everybody is that everyone's in our communities are kind of all like the same way of thinking. Like we kind of all think the same. Kind of very hard to trust. People in our community do not trust very easily. That's for sure. I remember Second Life as the metaverse. Ironically, I think they are still around. Second Life. I don't remember that. I do not know exactly what you're talking about. However, ladies and gentlemen, I need to go urinate very quickly. Would you guys please excuse me? And now I can actually finally play something that'll be beneficial for everybody while I'm gone. All right, hold on, guys. Be right back. What's up, guys? I'm Josh, or as you probably know me, Elif Program, and I'm here to talk to you about developer direction. What is developer direction, you might ask? We are the ultimate IT network and training academy. Ever heard of Fight Club? Yeah. It's kind of like that, but with more computing power. We teach and give courses just like boot camps, but that's not all. We help people actually get jobs, unlike colleges, and we help people get better jobs with better pay and a better life. Here at DD, you don't get grades because your performance is reflected upon by how good you're doing in the real world. You won't accumulate hundreds of thousands of dollars in student debt because we offer a one-time yearly fee that's a fraction of that price. And you won't be wasting your time learning about the latest and greatest social trends because you'll be too busy learning about the latest and greatest trends in the tech and IT market. From courses to networking to problem solving to teaming up together on projects, giving and receiving mentorship, we've got it all. So whether you're a beginner who knows nothing about code or tech, a college student, or a 50-year vet, we got you covered. So head on over to developerdirection.com, sign up for the mail list if you want to keep up with our latest and greatest. Oh man, never ran to the bathroom so fast for my life because I didn't know that the video was that long. So I came back early, guys. I literally ran and unzipped my pants while I was mid-run, but I made it, guys. And look what I brought back with me. It's dilapidated now, as you guys can see. My spotted dog decided to kind of, think that this is his toy, and he ruined it a little bit. Isn't that right? Where are you, little shit? Come here. You want to come up? You guys want to see the spotted dog? Come here. Come here. Can you get up here? It's too high for you. Come here. Come on. Can you guys see him? Everybody say hello. Say hello to Light, the spotted pointy. All right. So, does Facebook really have a reputation of being trustworthy? Like, what I want to know is, like, what do you guys think the point of that move was? You think that Mark Zuck all of a sudden, obviously right now, like cryptocurrency and the whole like blockchain, the metaverse, blah blah blah, all these fancy buzzwords, like it's cool, right? I mean, even Tim Cook, came out saying that he owns Bitcoin and Ethereum or whatever, right? He owns some cryptocurrencies or digital assets, right? And now we're starting to see everyone come out of the woodwork and say that they're no longer afraid to say it, right? Because now it's no longer magic internet money, MIM. It's no longer MIM, right? Now there's kind of reality to it, right? Do you think that it's the play to move to this whole metaverse thing is really because Mark Zucksack actually cares about the metaverse? Do you think it's because Facebook is worried about becoming irrelevant? Do you think it's because Facebook's trying to remove their name based off of a very poor social stigma based upon them? Or do you think it's because of a combination of both? I'd say it's a combination of both, but I would have to lean more so on the side that obviously Facebook's got a bad reputation, right? I mean, I just showed you guys the Prism slides and they're on Wikipedia. So there's really nothing that they can't be shown here. Like no one's going to bring me to court for showing that. It's on fucking Wikipedia, right? And granted, when I wrote that paper in college, shoot, that was a long time ago, guys. It was a long time ago, so I don't remember as much about it, to be quite frank with you guys, as it did back then when I was actually actively studying it. But that kind of was ingrained in my brain, guys. And honestly, guys, I'll be honest with you guys. I used to be I went through the hugest shadowy supercoder phase in that time in my life. That was when I first discovered this guy right here. That was when I first discovered this. And that was when I kind of took the orange pill, you could say. And I kind of took the Crimson Capsule at the same time. The life Crimson Capsule, not just the intra-sexual dynamic Crimson Capsule. And I kind of got lost for a little bit. I was like, man, I would be so paranoid. I would be I would be making 400 letter character fucking passwords. Not literally, but I would I didn't want my name on anything. In fact, to this day, my original PayPal, which by the way, is I can't even get into it now. I only have PayPals for several different businesses. Didn't even have my real full name on it. It was an abbreviation of my first and last name. But point is, guys, once I kind of saw this stuff, I could never unsee it. And a lot of the stuff I saw, probably isn't all 100% true, right? But ever since then, you best believe I have been very weary of big tech companies and what they're doing with my data, right? Which is why I'm such an advocate, and I wouldn't even say I'm an advocate, because an advocate's someone that promotes something. Why I love blockchain technology so much, and not just any blockchain technology, the real blockchain technology, i.e., not a private or federalized blockchain. All right. An open source, decentralized blockchain for all to see. All right. Everybody in this community is diverse and inclusive. I'd have to say, we are a pretty diverse community, that's for sure. Are we inclusive? Not to normies. We're a very diverse ethnical community, at least, but we are a very anti-normie community. That is for sure. That's the commonality. Wade Perez Jr. says, Meta is just another mind trap for the lazy. The true metaverse will be DeFi-like decentralized web. Sadly, it will grab the youth as Oculus. It can be very addictive. I've never played anything. I've watched a lot of like videos on it, though. I've watched a lot of other people play, do some funny things. DD ad, nice. Yes. Sponsored by Kraken yet? No, but they've actually given me 0 issues since I had to blow up their email. They've actually been very kind. Surprise. Kate Merrily, yes. Your boy Cliff says we actually get people jobs unlike colleges, and we do. Wait, Cliff, you know, because you're in there. You do. DAB, Dogs Against Bitcoin. Light says hello to you too. Is any big tech company actually trusted? I don't know. Like, as far as like level of trust, I would have said that Apple was at the top. Lately, not so much. But do you guys remember the whole fiasco where they had the FBI like saying that they wanted to get the master key to unlock an iPhone for someone that they had that was like missing or whatever? Yeah, well, Project Prism that we just talked about just goes to show that was but a ruse, my friends. That was but a ruse. And why? Why would they ruse that? Why would they want to give the illusion? Why would they want to go out of their way to make that a ruse? In fact, you know what? Let me see if I can find that video by John McAfee. My Lord and Savior John McAfee. He didn't say exactly what I said, but McAfee founder, I'll decrypt terrorist phones. Okay, yeah. All right, so guys, hold on. And McAfee kind of alludes to, he's basically saying the same thing I'm saying, but he's saying in a different context for a different thing. He's saying that he's going to tell you guys in this video that I'm about to show y'all that they can get into anyone's phones no matter what. It doesn't matter. All right. But what he's going to say is he's going to explain the technique from how they did that. All right, just check this out. And this is from good old Centralized News Network. All right. So you know it's true.
Of the antivirus software company wrote in an op-ed, his quotes, I will, free of charge, decrypt the information on the San Bernardino phone with my team. We will primarily use social engineering, and it will take us 3 weeks. John McAfee is running for president of the United States as a member of the Libertarian Party. He joins me now on the line from Memphis, Tennessee.
Please be a base interview. Come on.
Add that you have said if you can't do it in 3 weeks, you will eat your shoe live on TV. Why do you think you can do this?
Well, any good hacker can do this. Here's the
Listen up, guys. Listen up.
What the FBI has asked Apple to do is to create a back door into their encryption.
That's what I said.
This is madness from any number of
First of all, we already proved that they already have given
any
a backdoor. Anyway,
that is created is always discovered by hackers and our foreign enemies. So if you put a backdoor into the iOS product, then within a month, every hacker on the planet will have access to that backdoor. The Chinese will have access. The Russians will have access. And none of us that have iPhones will be safe. Sure, the FBI will be able to listen to us and monitor us, but then so will everyone else in the world. This is what they're missing. They're saying that we're only going to use it on that one phone. That's insane. We know that's not true. If that was it, that they would just say, well, why don't we have somebody decrypt it like I'm offering? Give us the phone. We will decrypt it. We don't put a backdoor in it. We simply take it apart, look at it, tell you what's in it, and give it back.
But, John, what I'm confused about is if you're saying that you can do that, why hasn't the FBI or, quite frankly, Apple tried to do that without creating the backdoor?
Okay, the FBI has not done it because I do not believe within the U.S. government there exists the talent to do so. Think about it. Most of the great hackers, and hacking,
Here we go.
by the
Say
way,
it, McAfee.
is
Say
an
it.
innate talent. It's much like you can go to the Juilliard School of Music, and they're not going to create a Mozart or a Bach. These people are born with innate talents. Just like certain mathematicians can multiply two 1,000-digit numbers in their head instantly. It is an innate talent that people are born with. Hackers are the same thing.
Okay, so he's
These
definitely
people are not
tampered
gonna work
down in
for
this
the
interview
government.
for sure.
They're usually isolated. They're asocial. Many of them have tattoos on their face, and they want to smoke weed while they work. The federal government is not going to hire these people. So our federal government is 20 years behind the Chinese and behind the Russians because they do not have the talent within the government to do this. And yet I know hundreds of people who can decrypt that phone for them. So I think the government is running an end run here, a ploy, in order to get a facility to spy on everybody with an iPhone. Why else would they want this? But
it doesn't.
even if we
But
said
just to
that's
answer,
okay,
but
it's
okay,
not
but I want to
okay
be
for
clear
hackers
on. I want to be clear on
foreign
something. No,
governments to get it. Hello?
Okay, but we need to be clear on something here. Why wouldn't Apple do it? You haven't answered that question. Clearly, they know these hackers and they know the hacking community. They know you.
Yes, I have no idea. They have not. It's because the federal government has not asked them to do this. What I'm doing is forcing a hand here. I'm saying, okay, so you want Apple to put it in the back door because that's the way you want to access the data because you say the data is critical.
Which we already know they have a back door, right?
I can do it myself. I'll do it in 3 weeks. Give me the phone. Now,
Have you contacted?
Because that's not what they want. They don't want to know what's in
Have
this
you
phone.
contacted?
They want
Have
to
you
know what's in every
contacted the
phone.
FBI? Have you contacted the FBI? Have you contacted the police in San Bernardino? Have you contacted?
Have you contacted the FBI?
I have tweeted them all, but my article has gone viral.
All right. Well, I think he was a little bit tampered down in that, but because I've heard him explain this and talk about this topic before when he was running for president, and he was a little bit more in the ones that I heard that wasn't on the centralized news network. He was a little bit more typical erratic McAfee, but the dude's base is fuck. But let me make some points there, guys. Let me make some points there real quick. So in that case, they wanted to have a secret, a master key to the iPhone, right? They don't need it. We already know they haven't needed it because they already have a backdoor into Apple. Already been proven. But let's just say they did need it, theoretically. All right. You want to know? I'll give you guys a $1 billion, a multi-billion, probably, honestly, the secret I'm about to give is literally probably $1 trillion secret. Literally $1 trillion secret. You want to know how to hack an iPhone or any one of those phones that have a code? Okay. I can't do it because I don't know machine language that well. Maybe if you gave me enough money and time, I could figure it out, or I would do it. But here's how you would do that. Here's how those people, like he's talking about, those hackers, do this, which this isn't a secret in like the hacking community. Like plenty of people know this. When you go and plug the phone in, phones are computers just like computers are, right? They have processors, they have short and long-term memory, right? And when you go and take apart one of these phones, if you have the right setup, you can see some of the machine operations that are going on in these phones, all right? And it's more complex than this. I'm trying to like lay it down for you guys as simplistic as possible, okay? And what these very smart software engineers do is they reverse engineer it, or they pull it apart to the point where they can do that. And then when you get to the part to where you type in the phone, the code for the PIN, all right? It goes and references somewhere in memory where that code is stored because it has to compare it. It has to compare the input going into the phone to what the password is. All right. Let me show you guys. Let me actually draw this. It might be easier to explain this to you guys. All right. Let me draw this for y'all. Okay. We're going to pull a DD. We're going to pull a DD webinar right now and draw this for you guys. All right. Let me see if I can get this screen nice and cozy. Can I share just, yeah. Can you guys see my whiteboard? All right. So let's just say that in memory somewhere, there's a location that has the pin for your phone. So maybe your phone's pin is like 11111 or whatever, right? Shh, that's not my pin. All right. So pin equals 11111. This is stored somewhere in memory, all right, guys? And then you have the phone itself, and then you have, what the little keypad, the numbers, all right? And when the user, so let's just user is Bob, is typing in blah, 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 somewhere in either the firmware or the software, the code, probably both, there has to be a check. Does what the user's putting in, is it equal? Does it equal this pin right here? Oh, it doesn't? Nope. Sorry, that code is incorrect. Try again. Is this code the user's putting here? Is the user input equal to the pin that's stored in memory? All right. So just the fact that they know that this is stored somewhere, what they go and do is they go and check when this process is happening down here, when the user's typing that information in, they go and check to see where it is checking for the pin. All right. Once they know the location of it, it's a whole lot easier to find it. At that point, they just have to go and literally look at memory. All right. So they didn't even need the pin. So kind of like, it's like, makes you think. Is that a ruse? Why did they do that? They want to get in your phone. They're going to get in your phone, guys. Hate to break it to you. Don't care if you're on like quadruple different VPN going through fucking Linux flavor number 7217. All right. They can get what they want from you guys. They can. It just do be like that. That's what happens. That's what happens when you let a conglomerate of tech become too overgrown. To answer your question, non-sub Dre, no. The question I have is, did the general public actually buy the whole meta thing? I don't. Does the general public? I don't know, dude. I don't know. See, I like to reflect myself. Like, certainly this person couldn't be doing that because certainly they're not a piece of shit. Because I'm like, I think of myself, hey, I'm not a piece of shit. I would never do that. But you'd be surprised. Do not underestimate the power of the normie, young Padawan. Facebook is falling in line with the dystopian future. Ready Player One. This guy gets it, guys. This guy gets it. What's up, Antonio? Good to see you, man. T-Man Scott says, so if any of us got in trouble and became a quote-unquote target and had to pull a Snowden McAfee advantage, how can we avoid getting tracked by the Prism? The blockchain, my friend. The blockchain is the safest bet, and we're not quite there yet 100%. At least we know it's an escape financially so far, right? Look at what Brave Browser has been doing with basic attention token, which, by the way, didn't end up completely being like the big future that it wanted to be. But if you want to share your information with people, they have to pay you with BAT, and you can choose whether or not to share that information, that data. Raymond says, or if you put a backdoor into Intel chips, max base as expected. John, yeah. Yep, dude. Yep. He didn't say exactly what you said, but he did not say it either. I miss McAfee. Me too, bro. May God rest his fucking soul. She's kind of rude to him. Oh, yeah, of course. Of course, dude. But Apple asks us if we want to be tracked for ads when we open our new apps. They mustn't be tracking people when users press no. LOL, of course not. They would never do that, right? It's amazing how this is an issue that has to be explained to CNN. Then again, what issue isn't? Zuckerberg. The phone knows what the code is, and that means the code is stored somewhere in the phone. You just have to find it. Yeah, 100%. Josh's pin is 8675309. 8675309. But what if we have 900 good boy tokens? Well, you better make sure that you don't violate your weekly rental smart contract. Otherwise, your good boy tokens have been deducted from your wallet. Also, don't contradict anything that has been verified by Snopes article. That's going to deduce you from the 900 good boy tokens. The stupidity of Jim Pop is unlimited. Yeah. Did McAfee get Epstein? EPES. I shouldn't say that. STINED. Well, now, Mr. Wilson. I think in a video game, theoretically, he probably did. My guys in here that are actually like good friends with me, you guys know my opinion on that. But what if he's still alive? There is a building out in Surfside. It's about like 25 minutes north of me. Kyle and Sam in a chat live close to this building. And every time we drive past it, Pavlo, mostly, he started this. That's the McAfee Memorial site. My 5 USD and bad a month of surfing the internet is something at least. Zuck is man lizard bot. New Horizon says, oh, hi. I can finally swing by and say hi. I work evenings now, so I can't always hit the chats. Hope you're well, Josh. I'm doing very good, dude. I hope you're doing good. It's good to see you, too. He got EP. It says Appliance Guy. What's up, Appliance Guy? Good to see you, dude. Whacked. Has anyone seen the data that came out of BTC Vault on Whacked? I have not. I did a stream on that a long time ago, like the week that it happened. As far as I know, that there's nothing that came to volition on that, but I did buy some WAC tokens and I made a nice little profit on that. Thanks, John, for allowing me to participate in that. Thanks, John's fake friend, whoever did that, allowed me to participate in that pump and dump. Well, I guess he was his token. He did deploy that smart contract, I believe. So it came from his address. Now, whoever had all the different tokens that decided to run the pump and dump, who knows who that was? I don't know. If there was ever something that McAfee would do, it would probably be something like that. But hey, that's funny. But yeah, friends, guys, I just don't see it. This meta thing, I don't see it. I don't see it as being a real thing from Facebook. I'm sorry, Mr. Zucksack. I don't trust you. A lot of people don't trust you. I'm not speaking for a minority here. I think I'm speaking for a majority, at least people that have been paying attention. And guys, don't worry, because there is hope, my friends. All right, there is hope. Go to hope.com if you don't know what I'm talking about. All right. Dan Pena has alluded to the idea that if we knew who actually, yeah. Do you know, Mr. Price, do you know who he's claimed that is? You know who he claims that is? Do you? I know. I'm asking. He claimed that that's Putin. That Putin created the Boomer coin. Putin, which I guess theoretically he would have a reason to, but hey, I could be wrong. Guys, I could be wrong. I could just be an ignorant maximalist. All right. But if there was ever such a person as selfish, if there was ever such a selfless human that's ever existed on this planet since Jesus Christ, it would be Satoshi Nakamoto. If you don't know why I'm saying that, well, you got to go figure it out because we don't have time for that tonight. I love you guys. That's all I have. And I'll see you guys on Wednesday, all right?